Howdy, everyone. Haven't seen you since last year. Let me know how audio level is. This is a casual live stream, as all of ours are nowadays. Let's see who's in chat. Let me pop this chat out. Boom goes the dynamite. Hello, Garlisle. Hello, Jordan. Hello, Nate. Hello, Christopher. Dom, what a time to start streaming. What is it? 4:30 in the morning for you? Steven, hello. Spyro Orange version is finally about to get the respect it deserves. Quite opposite. Hi, George. Thank you for the sound check. Luke, you should be reading Iron Gold right now. Antoine, hello. Thank you all for joining. I would like to get started pretty much straight away because we've got a lot of games to rank. I want to go through them quickly because these videos tend to drag on. 325. Dom, that you were awake to even see that we were alive is insane. I wasn't planning on streaming tonight. I was gathering the images to stream later. But then what was I going to do for the next couple of hours before bed? So I've got all the images, largely thanks to our new, for last year, graphic designer, Dave. And they were easy to grab. So let me switch this around so that we can get started. Ranking. And boom goes the dynamite. So this is going to be simple. S, A, B, C, D, games down here. You can't see them all, but S are my elite games that we played this last year. I would imagine there would be a few of them, but few of them. A means these are great games. B, for me, B is average. It's a fine game, not super notable. C is bad game, and D is garbage game. Now, thank you. I don't know if Garlisle's going to do it again, but if you want to see, you can actually go and see. I don't think we did it live, actually, but you can see in our Discord, and maybe one of the mods can link some my. You know what? Maybe I can link my. Just a second, if any of you care about this. I created. Oh, this will be interesting for me. Ooh, sorry about that. I think you'll be able to see this. I'm not going to do it. Anyways, thank you to Garlisle. I was able to rank all 400 games that we had played for our 8-year anniversary, but maybe he'll do it again for this next year. But not all of these games were included in this, and this is just for this last year. We played 48 games, I believe, and so I'm going to begin my ranking. Again, please let me know if the music is too loud. I just kind of want it laying nicely underneath as we rank these games. With that being said, let's hop straight into it. These are not in the order. They're not necessarily in the order that we played them throughout the year. Tier Maker just places them in a random order. Garlisle, I do plan to update the big tier list that I had built for the anniversary. We can always just add. Hey, by the way, I don't know if you had seen, and I don't know if Tier Maker always had this opportunity, but you can edit lists that you've made before and add new images without having to start fresh. So I don't know if that's a new feature or what, but okay, let's begin. Mass Effect. I need to bring the music down for me. It's a little loud, although beautiful. We'll start with Mass Effect. Mass Effect is a game that we played that it wasn't my first time playing. It's a wonderful game. let's just start here, and this is easy. S tier, I think Mass Effect is one of the most legendary games. Not the most, but one of the most. I think it's phenomenal. Mass Effect 2 is even greater, but we haven't gotten there yet. I think this was a 2008 game, one of the newer games that we had played. Still retro for us, but obvious S, and I don't think anyone's going to disagree. Some would say A, but I mean, it's definitely going to S. Ooh, Garlisle, you're right. You can't replace images. Mass Effect A, Smashing Bricks. Yeah, I would love to know where y'all would place it with each game that we're talking about. Obviously, I'm dropping. I don't want to repeat what Garlisle said, but you can read it in chat as to where he would place Mass Effect. That's not correct. Okay, that's not correct. We'll go straight in for Doshin the Giant. For those of you that listened to our recent Christmas cast, I gave an award to this game. I don't remember exactly what I called it, but it was something to the effect of the game that I didn't give NGP status that I think about most. This GameCube title was a special one. I can't put it in A though. It's going to go in B. Not a bad game, but such a quirky game. Where would you put Doshin? And by the way, for those of you that haven't listened to the episode, but you know of the game, maybe this is interesting for you. I believe either in Japanese, I think it's in Japanese, right? Or maybe it's just fictitious, but Doshin is to mimic the sound of the giant's footsteps. Do-shin, do-shin. Something along those lines. Never say sandwich, said the Big Bopper. I guess that is a nickname for Doshin, Smashing Bricks. We'll all just imagine you driving the... There's a heart in the way. The Mako around... Oh, you're still on Mass Effect. Doshin's like a B or C. Cool idea, underdeveloped. That's my opinion. And you said it perfectly. Yeah, B. I could see an argument for C. But I love me some Doshin. Now, this is where we're going to disagree because Adventure did something to my heart. This was an Atari 2600 title that took me by surprise. Quite possibly the first adventure game ever, the first action adventure game ever, and Kenny and I kind of fell in love, and I really enjoyed this game. If I'm being honest, it's probably at the top of B. I don't even love comparing these two completely different titles from one another, but is Adventure an A for me? A is a great game. Adventure is great at doing what it's supposed to do. Hold on, why is Dagger singing to me right now? Should we jump ahead to Final Fantasy IX? I'm going to, but first, Super Gamer Guy, pause my replay of Super Metroid. Thank you for joining, and thank you for pausing. Or you're going through the Metroid series right now, right, Super Gamer? Oh my gosh, this song. George, I'm with you. A tier in 1980, but we are not in 1980, right? I don't know where to put this. Let me come back to this. I need to see where Garlisle would put Adventure. Not that that will sway me. But Final Fantasy IX. Top of the list. With this song. Oh, and it's over. Rip. The song is from Final Fantasy IX, Super Gamer. Mac, B at most. Okay, you were talking about Adventure, B at most. Okay, and Final Fantasy IX at S. Yes, of course. We're not on BioShock yet, emo. We're not there. We just placed Final Fantasy IX at the top, above Mass Effect, right? Yeah, easily. Garla, I don't remember where I put Adventure on my own tier list. I respect it, but I don't know about enjoying it. Adventure is historical and influential. I just did not have fun with it, says Jordan. Oh, this is Legend of Dragoon. By the way, this is a playlist I made. It's our PlayStation 2 tier list. It's our PlayStation 1. It's our second PlayStation playlist that got taken down off of YouTube. So it's only available to me to listen to. You're good, Emo. Final Fantasy 9, top of the list. Where do I have it in my favorite Final Fantasy list? Y'all want to know? My favorite Final Fantasy list? I don't have it off the top of my head. Final Fantasy 7, followed by Final Fantasy 10, followed by Final Fantasy 9. Those are my top 3. If you want my 4 and 5, it's 6 and 15. Those are my top 5 Final Fantasies in order. Also, I'm so sad my Play Online joke commentary didn't make it. I put all the effort into cracking open French verb conjugation for the first time in a decade and a half of it. Ooh, I'm sorry. Let me know if you ever do something special like that. But also, wasn't your entire commentary written in French? What was I supposed to do with that? What is this from? We play this one too. Have we played this one? Or am I just familiar with it from creating the playlist? Yeah, it was all in French. What am I supposed to do with that, Garlisle? That's not on me. All right, let's keep moving. American Gladiators. Is it bad or is it garbage? It's garbage, right? Do your tiers have tiers within themselves? Like, does Mass Effect... No. So, like, the furthest to the left in each tier is higher than the games on the right of it. So, yes, there is some ordering that I'm doing along the way. Kenny would not put American Gladiators in S tier. Did he vote yes, though? Someone check the Retro Master list and let us know. Ooh, Smashing Bricks rented American Gladiators as a kid and played it. At least C. It's not a good game. I remember the screaming sound effect as the guy's falling off the whatever he was falling off of. American Gladiators wall game gets like an A for me. But didn't you have to play like the whole game to get to the... Oh, no. Oh, yeah, the wall game. They were chasing you up. It's still... I don't know if that one would even get an... Yeah, I'm going to give it garbage tier. I see some of you playing it and see... Did anyone say what this song is from? I feel like it's from like Trapped or Silent Hill or... No. What is it from? Yeah, I'm going to leave American... Is a generous D tier. Wow. I mean, D is as low as I go, Steven. This song is, yeah, you're right, George. Thank you. This song is from, okay, let's just imagine that each game we're talking about, the song that starts during the talk of that game is from that game. So this song that you're listening to right now, definitely from American Gladiators. Ooh, Persona 1 or 2. Okay. Let's go. Bangayo. This is a recent one in our list. In fact, this was our most recent episode where we raged. Raging can be a good thing at a party, right? But raging outside of a party is not a good thing. We did not like Bangayo. We liked the potential. I think Garlisle often says potential. Kenny might as well. Bangayo. It's not garbage. It's just a bad game. A tier sincere. George, you're saying Bangayo is A tier? Where's everybody placing Bangayo Spirits? C tier for me. It just, it didn't work. I understood, you can listen to the episode. I understood it more throughout the week. But it's just bad. It's not trash. It's not garbage. And I could see some people enjoying it. C tier, super gamer. Bangayo from Garlisle, solid B. Amazing game when it works, but that's rare. Wow, and George is going A. You just didn't get it. That's really fun. I mean, yeah. But if I spend an entire week on a game and I don't get it still, is that me? Is that me? This song's long. We're going to move to the next. It's BioShock. Here's the thing about BioShock. Whew. Am I going to say this? I probably need to be careful because my wife can probably hear me if she wants to. And she loves BioShock. I feel like my playthrough of BioShock this last time, I realized its faults more. This is I think my third or fourth time playing through BioShock. Oh, well, hold on. It's amazing. What am I saying? Here's the thing. The gameplay is not the best part of it. The world is the best part of it. And the world is beyond S tier. But honestly, I think the gameplay... I'm going to get so much grief for this. Smashing Bricks says BioShock is unequivocal S tier. George says... Gave me S tier anxiety. Mac Morph, BioShock is S tier. Jordan did not like my placement. You're not truly playing BioShock unless you're playing it on iPhone? Hey, Tim. People were having a discussion in the Discord today about playing a game with the gameplay cut out, and BioShock's the game I'd want to do that for. That's called a movie, right? That's called a movie. Can I please explain myself? I don't know if it will stay here, but BioShock story, BioShock ambiance, BioShock world. Rapture, some of the best. The gameplay and the length of the game. It drags. The pacing is quite off. And the balance is quite off. You end up kind of doing the same thing. Oh, I'll give it A. This is easy, and I'll tell you why. The necessity of doing that puzzle over and over and over and over again to deactivate things, to open up things. Maddening. A. Top of A. BioShock is wonderful. But frustrating. Hey, Final Fantasy VII, good all the way around. Smashing Bricks, I don't want to hear it. I'm off, guys. Hey, Dom. Love you. Lean over. Kiss Aura for me. On the cheek. A tier, except they'd focus on fight scenes with daddies. Hey, Dustin, I'm not mad at A tier. Thank you, Kyle. Welcome. Part when you turn into a big daddy sucks. Really? I don't hate that. And you kind of do that in BioShock 2, which we haven't played yet. Hacking turrets. I'm telling you. Let's keep it moving. Hi, Jay Moyer. What's up? Welcome. This is Kudelka. Kudelka. Bomberman 64. Okay, let's talk about Bomberman 64 briefly. Director's Court. I chose to include them on this list because we did play it again this year. And I think y'all think I'm joking when it comes to this game. BioShock 64 is not good, Luke. This is night coffee. I do that often. Now, I am joking about Bomberman 64 being in D because it's not that. It's a fine game. It's low B. Whoa, Super Gamer Guy, you agree with me. Who said BioShock 64? Did I say BioShock 64? That would be amazing. Bomberman 64. Yeah. Garlisle says AB tier. It's one of those games that seems really shallow at first, but you literally don't know how much you don't know yet. BioShock 64. LOL. Bomberman 64. Listen, I think Super Gamer Guy, you're the one that went through and played all or most of the original Bomberman games. I think I would enjoy all of those. I'm talking about like the what, NES? Or was it SNES? Probably some of both. I think I would really like those. Those are fun. I think I played a game comparable to it. I think it's comparable in my head. It was like called Rolo's Adventures or something like that on the NES when I was a kid. The puzzling aspect, I like that. I do not like this iteration of it. I just don't. Garlisle said, it's kind of a shame we haven't had a true classic 2D Bomberman yet. Jordan, Bomberman 64 is a pretty rough 3D transition. Old school Bomberman's infinitely better. But this was a director's court. Go listen to it. We brought it back. Nolan and I took it before the court. I'm kidding. The Adventures of Lolo. That you were able to get that off of my word vomit right there is very impressive. But I think you said not my favorite. Not my favorite either, but a puzzle game that I thought or think was similar. Let's talk about Brave Fencer Musashi. As this next track comes on, I'm just gonna drop this for now just to go see what this is. Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil has some of the best music. Brave Fencer Musashi. This was a game that had a lot of promise, but you really had to like meander and travel back and forth. I don't remember where I ended up with this game in like opinion wise or my feelings, like where my feelings ended up towards it. I think it's a good game, but it's not a great game. So what does that mean for me? A good game, not a great game. It's going to be in the B territory. I did like it more than Bomberman 64. And I think I probably gave it my vote. Here's the thing, I probably played more of Doshin that week, but I think it's probably going to be there. I think that's safe. Carlisle would put Musashi at a B or C. C is bad game for me. Maybe I'd keep Doshin above Musashi. Doshin above Musashi? Probably Musashi above Doshin, to be honest with you. Steven said early JA Japanese action RPG. Is it early? I mean, this is what, PlayStation era? David! Hi, I saw your message. Get better, by the way, and thank you for most of these graphics, these images. They look spectacular. A JARP. A jar peg. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna put Brave Fencer. Honestly, I don't have many memories of it. I mean, you're wandering around from like town to the outside of the town. It's quirky, it's fun, it's fine. All right, Basson's Black Bass. Let me hear your honest opinions. Where does this one belong? Basson's Black Bass. This made for a very fun episode. And a game that I played at a rental for me growing up. It's not great as a game, but it's probably one of the better fishing games of its time. To be honest, it's not a bad, is it like low B? Garlisle says B tier. Nothing better than it probably had any right. Notably better, yeah. And you can find secret lures. Poor David. Proto Dad, welcome by the way, said S tier for Kenny. Was Kenny the one that like liked it the most that week? Probably so. Basson's high B says hot tamales. I'm probably gonna leave it there for right now. Bottom B. Basson's Black Bass B tier. Thank you. That's correct, George. Castlevania, is it S tier or is it A tier? Do you want to know a secret? I listened to this episode today at 2x speed. Why? Why would I listen to my own podcast episode from many months ago at 2x speed? Am I weird? Yes. Here's why I did it. Let's drop it first, and then I'll tell you why I did it. Super Gamer Guy says A tier. Smashing Bricks says A tier for sure. Wow. That y'all aren't dropping S is shocking me. Garlisle's about to come here and drop the truth on y'all, I'm assuming. We've got A tier. George is the first one to say S. Kyle also says S. Yeah, hold on, though, Super Gamer Guy. If there's other games in the series that deserve S, it doesn't mean that this one also doesn't. You know, for me, it's always how does it play now, and what did it do then? I kind of have this weird marriage of those two things. Garlisle says A seems reasonable. It's really good, but I think what it sought to achieve has just been done better since. Dave says A as well. John says D. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Super Gamer Guy. This is my personal tier list of the games that we played this last year. Period. There are better CV games. It's great, but the formula hadn't been ironed out yet. But yeah, but see, I'm not comparing them to other Castlevanias, really. So here we are. Yeah, I think it's top of A for me, probably. S is elite tier. A is a great game. That feels very... Ooh, but I don't like it above Bioshock, honestly. But it is. Ooh. For now, I'm going to leave it above Bioshock. Castlevania is elite. Okay, now let me tell you why I listened to the episode today. Many of you that are supporters of ours on Patreon will know that we are in the process of creating new merch for our podcast. And one of the ways that we want to do that is by creating a design or two, and maybe do this on an annual basis based off of one or two of the games that we played in the past year. And so in January, February each year, we can create new limited shirts based off of one or two of the games that we played in the previous year based on your votes. So right now we've got a Patreon post up. If someone could post that link, I think you can post links. If one of you will post the link to our Patreon post, if you're a patron at any level, $1 or above, you'll be able to vote on the design or the game that you would like a shirt on, that you would wear a shirt on if we were to design one. Last time I looked, there are 3 games from last year that are leading the pack. Castlevania is one of them, Pikmin is another, and then the third is Portal. I think those were the 3 at the top. Thanks for trying, Garlisle. I don't know if it's going through, so I'm going to do it. Patreon.com. Just dropped the link. Can I have a Kenny No, we're not. We're gonna make cool shirts, not with Kenny's face on them. Yeah, I didn't see it. Thanks, Garlisle, for trying. This playlist is so good, and this is a car game. Well, hold on. We might be able to do both, Proto Dad. I think we might do 1 or 2 designs, and if Castlevania and Pikmin are at the top, those are 2 very distinct and different, unique shirts. Really looking forward to this. So I listened through the episode because I was like, hey, is there any NGP things that we said that could go on the shirt? There's 3 things that stood out to me. 2 of them I think is good. One, someone said this is the plot for Castlevania. Dracula is Bacula. Another that's bad, but something about the stairs. Kenny had a real problem with the stairs in that game. I don't know what the actual joke would be. And then the third thing is my favorite. Something along the lines of, yum, wall meat. Wall meat? That's what we were calling it because that meat would come out of the walls and you eat it and get health. Spent too much time here. Kyle, we miss you on Patreon, but we completely understand. That free shirt, Garlisle, that's so long ago. But you know what we'd have to get to be able to send you a shirt, bro. Yeah, he said the stairs were hard in that game. There are wall chicken shirts? We wouldn't be the first? Wall chicken. I thought we were the first. I thought that was an us thing. Wall meat is the official name. You've got to be kidding me. I know, Garlisle. We got to keep moving. But I'm listening to y'all. Go vote if you haven't voted yet, and if you're a patron. Deus Ex. Are y'all fine with me saying that I think this game is overrated? It's not that good. I know that it's me. But This thing's ancient, man. I think it's a bad game. I like it better than Bengayo. Why is this playlist so good? Ooh! Garlisle, Deus Ex's D tier for didn't have working brightness settings, so I couldn't see anything. Kyle says low B. Yeah, I've tried Deus Ex 3 different times. Some for the podcast, some not even for the podcast, and I bounced off every single time. Here's the thing. I love sci-fi. I don't like that gritty sci-fi. I don't like that kind of sci-fi. For that or Perfect Dark, that doesn't do anything for me. I don't even think they're identical or the same, but... And then the play of this and you use the whole keyboard, it just doesn't work for me. The song that's playing, Jordan, is from Digimon World. Is that the game, the Digimon game that we played? We're gonna keep moving. Double Dragon. The Shadow Falls. This was a fighter that was completely bland. It's not... It is bad. It is bad. It's probably bottom of C right now. It's not trash. It's fine. It just doesn't do anything. It's not that good. We played Digimon World, which is this one. So we play this one. George says B for Double Dragon. Wow, that's pretty high. Oh, wrong. Double Dragon. Garlisle says D tier. Easily D, miserable fighter. I'm reserving D for garbage, dude. No, Hot Tamale says D as well. Look, it's not good. I've got it in C tier, bottom of C. That's bad, but it's not trash. It's fine. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, though, so I don't really have a great opinion. Thanks for stopping by, Protodad. Dragon Quest 2. I love these games. I know they're not perfect. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea. Is it top? Is it there? It's either there or top of B. B is a great game. B is a good game. A is a great game. That's where it is, actually. A or S for George. If Double Dragon's on that worst fighting games list, I'm sure it's top. No, there's got to be so many. We played worse fighting games. That ball one, balls. George, you like it there where I dropped it. Dragon Quest 2 is A tier for Stephen Fox. I know it would be for Kenny, maybe even S tier. Ooh, A tier for Smashing Bricks. Top of B is where I'm going to put it because look, it's a good game, but it's aged. It's imperfect. Those early JRPGs struggle, man. B at best, Rick No says. Welcome, by the way. Wow, Garlisle. DQ2 is C. Historically incredibly important. Incredibly boring to play in the modern day. I loved playing it. But I get it. The last time that I'm going to be talking about Earthworm Jim, seriously, we have talked about it far too many times. And I think the latest time we played it here early at the start of the year as we were revisiting some of the first games that we played on the podcast, I realized how bad of a game this is. If it wasn't for such an iconic and disturbing character, then it wouldn't even be known by people today. This game is not done well. It's not balanced well. It's not good. I read the comic that week that we were playing, and it's better than the game is. It's not a garbage game. It's just a bad game. But honestly, I liked it more than these games. It's not going to stay that high, but I enjoyed it more than those games. Let's see what everybody else said. Super Gamer Guy places Earthworm in C. Rose Morn, nice. George said E tier, so that's lower. Highly overrated, I agree. Low C, Kyle says. C button on Sega. Garlisle says it's a B. C, has a ton of creativity going on in it, but it's definitely rough. C. Georgia put it in B. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it where it is right now. I get that. The only thing that I would see people being mad with me at right now is are the Deus Ex fans, because some people have that in like would put that in S tier legitimately. That would be wrong, but some would put it in A, and I think that would also be wrong. All right. Foxanadu also received Fazanadu also received an award for me on our Christmas cast, and it had to do with JRPGs that might only work for me. This is another action JRPG, early. It's broken, it's got problems. There are some items that don't work the way that they should, in fact, work opposite the way that they should, but I like it. It's not a great game, but it is a good game. Ooh. For now, my gut is that it is not as good, however, as Dragon Quest II, but I enjoyed it more than these others. I know that's going to be higher than most. Bomberman World Music. George would put Fazanadu in B, I think. Ooh. Ekram coming in and saying Earthworm Jim deserves S tier. That's crazy. Garlau said Fazanadu is C, barely scraping out of D. Ambitious and technically impressive, but I don't think anything in it worked for me. That ain't me. Rick No said it's like Skyrim, a buggy mess like Skyrim. Fazanadu's like Skyrim. Dave, I think we need to keep something in mind when rating all these games. Games are entertainment. You can have a terrible game that's entertaining. Sure, but I don't know if that makes it fun or good. It just makes it entertaining. But it's definitely a consideration. George says, seems fair. I liked Fazanadu a lot. We're going to keep moving. Fire Emblem, the Sacred Stones. I think this is... I haven't played tons of Fire Emblems. This is the one that I've enjoyed the most. I think it's a great game. Easy for me. Didn't we just recently play a game from the developers of Pepsi Man? And was it Bangayo? Hi, Daniel. Coming in hot, Daniel. BioShock was overrated then and now. It's insane. FE8's an A. Okay, good. That's where I placed it. It was like an S when I first played it, but I'm more experienced now. That's what we were saying earlier, Daniel. Go back and watch in the live stream. I'm sure you will. We were saying that BioShock, taking out the gameplay, is one of the best things ever. Story, world, atmosphere. The gameplay did bring it down a little bit for me. So, smashing Fire Emblems at the top of your 2 playlists. You need to. It's a good one. Yeah. A tier is Hot Tamale says. I feel really good about where it is right now. Honestly, it might be above BioShock, but not for me. Future Cop LAPD, the start of League of Legends. You have to listen to the episode to know what in the world I'm talking about. It's not a bad game. It's a good game. It's a fine game. It's not a great game. It's better than these. Middle of B tier for me. I like what this game... I had fun with this game this week. It's fun. It's different. It's definitely different. Of course BioShock Infinite was better, but it was a later addition to the series. We didn't play anything from the Pepsi Man devs. I thought maybe... I don't know. I could have sworn that I saw Pepsi Man on a list recently. Where would anybody else place Future Cop LAPD? You don't remember it? I doubt you remember it. LAPD looks good where it is, Garlow. Yeah. All right. Kyle's already jumping us to Gym Smashers A tier. Kyle's joking because Gym Smashers was trash. And I did not enjoy it more than Gladiators. We've got a new low right now. Future Cop is shovelware? These opinions. George says Gem Smashers is D. Yeah, it's garbage. It's just the conversation is it better or worse than American Gladiators? And I had more fun playing American Gladiators. Easy. We're gonna keep moving. I'm not moving as fast as I would like to. We have Portal up next, which is a retro game apparently. Let's not play around. It's S tier. Woo! This is gonna be tough. I mean, the other games are more... We're talking about Portal 1. If we were talking about Portal 2, maybe the conversation would be different. But Portal 1 is not as good or comprehensive or whatever as Mass Effect or Final Fantasy 9. But it is definitely in the S tier. No one would disagree with that. Let's see. Yep, George said S. Keep it moving. Kyle, obviously S. Have a good night, David. Mother 3's not going to be an S tier for me. Spoiler alert. Kyle said S as well. Everyone's saying S, right? Bayonetta is crossing the threshold as retro this year. I didn't play Bayonetta when I was younger either, but I don't want to see some of the games that are going retro this year. Above Mass Effect? No, this is a 2-hour game, a 3-hour game. It's great. If we were talking about Portal 2, I'd have the discussion, but that's where it is. Here's where you can disagree with me too. I think Half-Life is overrated. I'm going to say that right now because Nolan's not in here. I think Half-Life is good and fine for its time, but it is aged considerably. And I think that I said that on the podcast when we revisited it for our Redux episode. It's not a trash game. It's not a bad game. But honestly, for me, it's a B tier game in 2024. I cannot believe that we're in 2024. I liked it more than these games. I think that's where it is for me, and I think that's completely fair and respectable. People are going to disagree, though. Oh, Garlow said it's pretty B when I'm feeling generous. I think Super Gamer Guy agrees with me. Keeks says, by the way, welcome. Half-Life is A. Look. Half-Life is good and fine. And I think for its time, it was probably phenomenal, but we're not back then anymore. Super Gamer Guy says the original game has been long surpassed. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It's hard to remember. It was so long ago. It came out. It was for the Game Boy Color, and it wasn't good. I don't think it's garbage, but it is bad. I think there, honestly, yeah, it might be garbage. Was it garbage? It's for the Game Boy Color. It's hard to. Musashi better than BioShock? Have you even played Musashi, Daniel? Yeah, Jordan, this is the card battling one. I don't think that's the only mechanic, but that is part of it. I know, Garla, I know. John said C. Oof, worse than Double Dragon? Yeah, like I had more fun trying out the different characters on Double Dragon, I think. Higher C at least, Super Gamer Guy says. Yeah, you fought the vacuums, Jordan. Ugh. I didn't like it. I didn't like the color. Or I think color on Game Boy games makes most of them worse. Danielle just coming in here with the hot takes. Yeah, I didn't like it. IS, internal section. Is this the psychedelic one where you're flying away from the screen? I'm sure that's got a name for it. Internal section was a fine game, so it's going to be in B. But like probably bottom of B. I don't think it was a bad game. Did I? I have fine memories of it. I don't think anyone's gonna have much of an opinion on internal section. What a bad name for a game, though. Internal section. I liked how in IS you could let it autoplay and trip. Yeah, literally, you could just sit there and watch the colors go by. It is the tube shooter. IS is the tube shooter. Psycho, isn't it? IS is the tube shooter. Ooh. Oh yeah, Garlow has it a B, but that's where I have it. So close to being good, but not pulling it off. Someone correct me. It is, yeah, it's the tube shooter. It's definitely a tube shooter. It's a psychedelic tube shooter. Thank you, guys. With the 12 weapons that are the astrological symbols, you know, those things. I don't know what game that is, Daniel. All right, let's keep moving. Isolated Warrior. Now, that was a surprising game. All three of us liked it. It's the over the top, what is it called? The viewpoint of Diablo. Isometric, duh. Sure. Isolated Warrior. It's not a great game. It ages. It's an old game. It's in B. And that's where I'm gonna place it. Oh no, it's better than Adventure in 2028. Something like that. Above Fazanadu, Get a Life. Mid B, that's about where I placed it. Wow, Garlisle, low A, high B. You liked it too. I was so enjoyed this episode more than I expected, Psycho. Yeah, me too. Just because I didn't know what the guys would think, and it wasn't a game any of us had ever heard about before. Hi, Gabriel. You were surprised at how much we all liked Isolated Warrior. Same. I know, Jordan. Sometimes we're on one. Gonna keep it here and keep it moving. Jet Moto. Killer soundtrack. It's a fine game. I love it. I have such fond memories for it, but it's not perfect, but it's good. It's good. I'm probably gonna have it higher than most people. I think I'm splitting Dragon Quest 2 and Fazanadu. George says somewhere in B. Super says put it in A. It logically belongs in B. Somewhere behind Bomberman 64. Wow, that would be low. Somewhere in, yeah, B, it's okay, but I didn't get along with the grapple system. Dustin, what does jet part of the title mean? Giving me a hard time. It's not about jet. What were they saying it's about? Jet ski? Pff, give me a break. It's about a jet rocket. Swamp level gives me war flashbacks. Keeks, I do agree that is pretty high, but I'm trying to look at like what other games. You're right. That's better. I know it's still high for some. Is this Proto Man's theme? Mega Man 8? Butterfinger and Mountain Dew in the game, that's instant. That feels better. Thank you for bringing my attention to that. All right, Kingdom Hearts. Overrated, overrated. Still good. Great idea. Overrated. We are going to put Kingdom Hearts. No one's gonna be mad at me for placing it there. George said top of A. Ekram said A tier. Steven said I'll get rocks thrown at me if it's not an S. Low A for Hot Tamales. S tier at the time for Smashing Bricks. D for Keeks. Kingdom Hearts is above Fire Emblem, but below BioShock. That's really close to where I have it. Most Kingdom Hearts fan I know would not put Kingdom Hearts 1 anywhere near S tier. Okay, so it's the hardcore fans that say no S tier, and it's just the... I don't know what it is, but that is interesting. It probably is. Honestly, no. I'm gonna put it there. I like Sacred Stones more than I like Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts does have a rocking soundtrack, though. Have we played Xenogears? This song is from Xenogears, by the way. Yes, we have. Why didn't I get more into that? I feel like that should have been one of my favorites. All right, guys, you can scream at me now. Here's Kirby Superstar. We played it as our first ever dual episode, where we played Kirby and Portal. Psycho said fair. Jordan's losing it. Super Gamer has unsubbed. Dude, you know my opinion, though. Like, okay, but let me be honest. Let me be honest. I was being honest, but then I saw, like, IS is up here. It's probably there, to be honest with you. Hey, forgive me. Can I come to your house now, Rose? I moved it up a little bit. Here's the thing. I know you're still going to think that's ridiculous under Basson's Black Bass. I have some childhood attachments to Basson's. I don't like Kirby Superstar. Thank you. And I don't know. IS shouldn't be in B, should it? But C is bad. IS should be bad, shouldn't it? Wow, Jordan's saying placing it in C is even generous. I don't know if Jordan's talking about Kirby or IS. Some video games' best mini games are fishing games. Some video games' best mini games are fishing games. That is a sentence that surprisingly makes sense. Let's keep moving. Left 4 Dead. Got to play it with the buds. Really cool. Mass zombie. Fast zombie. Chaos. Riff. Director episode. Recent. Is it a great game or just a good game? Ooh. Is it bottom of A or top of B? I need opinions on that. Is Left 4 Dead bottom of A or top of B? Psycho said it's an A. Super Gamer said it's better than Kingdom Hearts. Daniel, I can't with you. You're just here to troll. Left 4 Dead is A tier. Is there a Rose and a Rose Morn in here and those are different people? Left 4 Dead is A tier if you play with friends. C. Rosemorn, yes. Completely true. Every game is better with friends. B for Garlisle. A because it aged well. Yeah, but it's not super old, right? Never played it. S tier. Without friends is probably B. A, B. Better than Kingdom Hearts, agree. Not the same person. Rose and Rosemorn different. It's like Mario Kart. It's weird to play alone. That's so good, Steven. I'm going to put it at top of B because of the arguments that y'all have made. A game with friends. B game alone. Good game. Yeah, that's exactly where it needs to be. Thank you for your help there. Legend of Mana. The one that is so beautiful to look at. Where did I land with this? I mean, I definitely gave it NGP status, right? But it has its problems. What were its problems? The furthest right game is display is leaned out of the screen. I'm just dropping this for now to see. Thank you for letting me know. All right, we made it a little bit tinier. Thank you. I don't know if I'm leaving Legend of Mana there. That's just where I placed it for now. No one's telling me where to put Legend of Mana. A. A is great. I think it's top of B. For me. I understand it would be a little bit lower for other people. It suffered from some really esoteric systems and lots of missables. Yeah, they were trying to do a lot. That's where we ended up. They were trying to do so much that they didn't excel at any of it, other than the art, I would argue. Ooh, it's gonna be in the top area of B for me. Carlisle would still put it in high B. Bunch of great system ideas and systems all poorly mashed together, Jordan says. Story simulator game? Kyle, I don't know if I'd go that far. The story is the story. The way that you get it told to you and when you get it told to you, you can kind of alter by placement of things. S tier for Tomas. Welcome, by the way. I don't know if I'd put it above Xanadu. I mean, it's better than Xanadu. It's less aged, more beautiful. There's so many things that it's, in my opinion. I'm going to leave it there for now. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. What's the game that it copied that does it better? I tried and I did get better, but man, this game. Puyo Puyo, thank you. Beans can be C. Carlisle's gonna put in like S tier. Bottom D is what Kyle said. It's not a... I don't remember how hard I ragged on it, but... Yeah, a lot of people played it obsessively that week. Mean Bean is a B. Carlisle says. Well, I have it in C. It's better than IS. I had more fun with IS. I had more fun with Earthworm Jim. And I don't know if I had more fun than Deus Ex, but it's right around there. I played it more than I did Bengayo. I think it belongs where it is for me. Mean Bean is low C. Yeah, mid to low C is where I've got it and where it's going to stay for me. Mother 3. I forgot you did that. You 1CC'd it, Carlisle, and that's ridiculous. Mother 3, look, the Mother series I love, but I bounce off of to some degree. Is it charming? Yes. Is it quirky? Yes. Is the fighting kind of fun? Yes. It's too silly for me, man. I mean, what Keeks just said, wacky fun game, is some of the reason why I don't love it. Love it, love it. Why it's not S tier for me. Is it A tier? It's better than Legend of yeah, so it's either bottom of A or top of B. A is great. A is great. Starts with mom murder. We played the first play together. Kenny, Dustin, Nolan played the first play together. I'm gonna put it in top of B until y'all shout at me. It's not serious enough, Keeks. Thyre, you remember the name of our puppy. Thyre. I'd have it in A more just because it frequently locks you in a few controllable party members at a time, and that's kind of just super not fun. Oh, you're saying A is low, but that's where you'd place it. Well, me top of B is probably too low. I know the themes are deep. It's more... Other games just kind of bounce off some for me, though. I don't know. You're shook at being top of B. B is good, and that's one step under great. It might move up to bottom of A. We'll have to see. What song is this? Kudelka again. Mace the Dark Age, a fighter that's better than Double Dragon. It's gonna be. Is it bad? You got weapons. It's either near the top of C or bottom of B. Mace the Dark Age. think I'm going to place it in C, which means it's a bad game. I think Nolan kind of liked it. Bad Soul Calibur. I think of it as a C tier fighter, Garlisle says. Bedtime. Hey, George, thank you. I appreciate you for coming by and hanging out and giving your opinions and for allowing me to break your heart. Rose, why did you just say Happy Halloween? I'm going to place Mace in C. I think... that? Perfect Dark. I enjoyed it better this redux, this revisit. And I like GoldenEye more. But it's a good game. I enjoy it more than Half-Life. I think, honestly, that's where it is for me. That's definitely where it is for me. Ooh, that's tough. Do I have Half-Life too high? Nah, that's probably good. This is Final Fantasy IX as well. That's where I'm going to place Perfect Dark. I think it's a fine game. I remember playing it this time and thinking it reminds me of why, or it helped me understand why some people bounce off of GoldenEye. But I just love GoldenEye. Wow, Garlisle, Perfect Dark's possibly an S for you as long as it's above Half-Life. You're fine. Yeah, it's above Half-Life for me. Pikmin! The first one. Okay, we're talking about the first one. Is it good or is it great? This will be fun. I hope we get a t-shirt design of Pikmin, because I think that could be adorable. Come on, please vote for Pikmin. I think that could be adorable. Rose says strong A. Garlisle says easily an S. Super Gamer says A. It's either A or S for me. I'm trying to figure it out. This is my first time playing Pikmin. And it was wonderful. I beat it, full cleared it. It's not above Portal, so it'd either be bottom of S. I think it's A. I think it's top of A. I think it's top of A. Jordan's saying high A. Garlo, you didn't just get into it when we played it for the podcast, right? Like you already knew and did Pikmin, right? I think top of A is for me. Strong A, Steven says. Bottom S is correct, Dustin, and you know it. I don't know it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I think for me, it's top of A, which is great. It's the greatest of the great. S, I'm just very picky with, and that's legendary tier for me. I'm going to keep it here unless someone gives me a convincing reason otherwise. That's right. You were already kind of into the series. Like a week before it was pulled. That's so cool. Garlo, quickly tell me and I'm going to move on, but I think if you've played now 1, 2, 3, and 4, which Pikmin is the best? Just let me know. I'm going to leave it top of A for now. And we're going to go to Pokemon Ranger. Got to play that with Miss Muso, and it was fun. It was a good little touchscreen kind of thing, drawing the circles around. I think this is a good game. I don't think it's a great game, but I do think it's a good game. Where here would I place it? Probably... ooh, which side of Half-Life? Probably... no? No? That feels right. Wow. Steven would put it in low B. It's around where I put it. Garlo answering my Pikmin question. 1 or 4 the best, then 3, then 2. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's where Pokemon Ranger goes for me. It kind of just Half-Life's you would place it higher, Tim of the T, I would assume. Half-Life. Keep it moving to this piece of garbage. Rent a Hero #1. Probably there in between Gym Smashers and American Gladiators. Wow, Garlisle. Yeah, this was just a bad Dreamcast game. Rent a Hero #1. Not good. Honestly, I would have enjoyed. This was a remake of a game that was for the Genesis, maybe? I would have enjoyed playing the original game even more. All right, we have just a handful more. Thank you for those that have stuck around this long. I know it's getting late, but we have a few more. Stick with me. Rent a Hero is pretty D. Unfortunately, a neat concept. Not great execution, though. Jordan, I love this game purely for Nolan's first play. He was angry. Retro Game Challenge. A lot of fun. Has its issues. Very experimental. You had to play so many games to get to some of the even greater games. And we had problems with that. It's not a great game. It's a good game. Man, so many of my games end up in the B territory, which is just honest. That's how games are. And where does it fall? It's probably, honestly, I enjoyed it more than Ranger. I didn't enjoy it more than Adventure. I think that's where it is for me, right? Pretty B. Neat, but nothing amazing. Garlisle, I agree. Other than, I think the setup of it is ingenious. I really love that idea. Can we listen to this song? We haven't played this game, but this is a sick song. Above IS? Oh, wow. Steven would have it down in C. Nah, I had fun with it this week. What console was Retro Game Challenge for? That wasn't for the DS, was it? No. Was it? It was DS. Weird. Or GBA. DS. I'm seeing DS, yeah. Samurai Western. Fun idea. Not the best execution. It was a fine game. It's not a bad game. But it's going to be pretty low B. Around here? Oh yeah, one screen showed you the room you were playing in. We're going back to Retro Game Challenge. The other one was the game that you're actually playing. Listen, interesting. Jordan says high C for Samurai Western. C is bad game. I don't think it was a bad game. I think it was a fine game. That's why it's low B. Honestly, I did have more fun with Bassin's Black Bass. High C, B for Garlisle. Woo, pretty up there. Yeah, repetitive. I'm fine with some of those things, Jordan, but not all of those. I think I'm going to leave it there for right now. I don't think it's bad. I just said something about Garlisle putting it in B, but that's where I put it. Just low B. Alpha Centauri, the game. Probably out of all of these, most of these, I put more time into it this week. And I got the just one more click concept, but man. C is bad game, and it's not a bad game. Boy, has it aged. Honestly. I don't know about that placement. Alpha Centauri, Kenny would place it in A, I would assume. Did I like it more than Samurai Western? I think the big problem here is that it, wow, Garlisle puts it in A with fine print. Alpha Centauri, yeah, it's just going to work for certain people, but for the masses, it's not. For me, I understood it that week. I played through a game multiple times, but Yeah, we're gonna leave it there. Silent Hill, remind me. This is the one where you're going through the town. This isn't the one where you're trying to save your daughter, is it? Is this the one you're trying to save your daughter? Super Gamer said it's surprisingly fun for him, but showed its age heavily in gameplay and puzzle design. Definitely B tier. If this is the one that you're going around trying to save your daughter and it's foggy out, Garlo said it's S for scaring the S out of him. Saving your daughter, primary goal. Yeah, it's a good game. It's not a great game. It's a good game. That feels right. Better than Half-Life? Better or worse than Half-Life is where we're at right now. It's right around there. Sky Blazer, that surprisingly great game. That it's hard for me to remember. I know it's platforming. I know that tower that rotoscopes. That's certainly not what it's called. Highly overrated. Wow. It's certainly a SNES platform and only kind of a fun one. No, it's a good one. It's not a great one. It's a good one, which is another B game. Sky Blazer. I liked it more than Silent Hill, and I liked it more than Perfect Dark. Is it a better game than Perfect Dark? I don't know. Probably not, like just strictly speaking, but I liked it. I know that you would place it lower, Super. Sky Blazer is a high B or low A. Whew! Man, y'all giving out those A's. For Garlisle. Really solidly done. Ultimately a bit forgettable. I completely agree. That's why I can't give it A. Probably not good as Donkey Kong Country 2. No, absolutely not. Yeah, I think this is a fair thing. I think Sky Blazer is good. I think it was good. I remember liking it a lot more when I played it, but it's largely forgettable, as has already been mentioned. All right, Garlisle, you've been waiting for this. Soul Calibur 2. From someone who is not a fighter, probably the best fighting game I've ever played. I wish that I could get good at this game, and a lot of fighters don't make me feel that way. Before I look and see what y'all say, it's not going to be S tier for me. I'm honestly debating if it's going to be A tier. And it is. It's going to be at the bottom of A tier for me. Now let me see what you said. Soul Calibur 2 had a cool story mode. Soul Calibur A tier right after Pikmin. Oh, wow, that's high A. Kyle. No, who said that? Steven. Kyle said A. Rosemorn, low A or B to you. Soul Calibur 2 is a low S to high A for Garlisle. I'm surprised that you even mentioned A in the conversation. Timothy T somewhere in A. Yeah, I think this is where it is for me. Yeah, that feels totally good. Tomas, great point. SC2, so easy to enjoy without being a fighting game junkie. Is this Castlevania? It's so good. Spyro Orange, absolute garbage. Now, is it worse or better than Gem Smashers? Worse! This is the worst game that we played this year. So far, we have 5 more games to do. Spyro. Who recently, wasn't it you, Super Gamer Guy, that said Symphony of the Night is overrated or someone? Someone did. Kyle, you're joking. Spyro Orange is not easy S. Does anyone disagree with me that it's the worst game that we played this last year? Better than Gem Smashers? Wow. Spyro Orange, totally a mini clips browser trash game. So true, Jordan. Clint didn't really like it. Ugh. Spyro is easily the worst played last year, and we have played some garbage, and we have some garbage left. It's so insanely soulless. It's so bad. Okay, Super Paper Mario. I loved the concept. There were a few things I didn't like about it. I didn't like the limited timer when you're in the paper world. I don't know all the descriptions. Wasn't this also a director's episode? Who did we play this one with? Super Paper Mario. It's a great game, right? Right? Is that okay? Is that right? It's hard for me to remember. I love the concept of Paper Mario. Wow, Rose said solid B tier. Super Paper is A tier. Doesn't quite land everything it tries, but really enjoyable. Totally agree. Kyle is saying maybe like bottom 10 of the games y'all played, and if he's talking about Super Paper Mario, what? Super Paper Mario from Rose, solid B tier. This is another one of those haunting games, huh? Oh no, this is a Mega Man song? Interesting. Oh, Kyle, you're talking about Spyro. Oh, that we've ever played. Spyro is one of the bottom 10 games that we've ever played. That might be true. S tier according to my memory. Yeah, I'm going to keep it an A. I think where it is where it belongs. TMNT Radical Rescue the Metroidvania on the Game Boy. Like, remarkable for what it was, but it has age and it's not perfect. So it's not a bad game. It's a good game. And where in here does it land for me? I think I gave it my vote, which means it would be better than Doshin, if that's true. And I think it is. Wow, it's moving up. Probably there for me, but that's higher than what I would have expected it to be. Anyone else with opinions on Turtles 3 Radical Rescue for the Game Boy? It's so hard to compare some of these games with one another. I think that's where it belongs for me. Radical Rescue, super low B. It ended up mid B for me. Maybe even C. Ambitious, but I found its execution super rough. I get it. Jordan says serviceable game. Kyle said it looks dope. It looked dope. This is from another PlayStation. I guess all these are PlayStation games. I'm an idiot. Tim of the T would put it closer to Doshin. Oh, so it would move it down a couple. But I just enjoyed it more than... Okay, that is true. I enjoyed it more than Musashi. I didn't enjoy it more than Future Cop, though. So that's where it is. I'm sorry, Jordan. I dropped it a couple. I dropped it under... Yeah. Yeah. That's fair for me. Land Before Time. Garbage. Kids game. Better than Spyro. I enjoyed it more than Gem Smashers, and I enjoyed it more... Yeah, that's definitely where it is. 100%. No one can argue otherwise, to me at least. Fine kids game. No, bad game. Not the worst. I mean, we've got 3 worse than that. I don't know if Rent a Hero is under it, but for me it was. Baby's first platformer. Brutally bad game. Unrelated, I ended up looking up what happened to Ducky when you mentioned it on the podcast. Freaking sad. RIP. It is bad, but it is not attempting to be anything more than a baby platformer. Such a good point. But, for me, it was unenjoyable and a bad game. Metroidvania for kids. That's too far high. Also high. Land bad before time. It's not how that works. Wall Street Kid. Let's end on Wall Street Kid. Zombie Revenge. So we're going to do Zombie Revenge first. Forgettable. Arcade ported to home console. It's bad. I enjoyed it more than HP, more than Double Dragon, more than Bangayo, more than Mean Bean, more than Morpheus, more than Deus, less than Deus Ex, less than Mace, less than Mean Bean, less than Mean Bean? It's right around here. It's either before or less than Mean Bean. Probably gonna put it less than Mean Bean. Gar says C. Tim of the T, low C. Yeah. Just a miss. and that's where it belongs for me. All right, we're going to end with Wall Street Kid. A game that I kind of liked the concept of. Implementation is bad, and you know the game in 20 minutes, 30 minutes at most. It is a game that I've remembered. You could go on dates. Your girlfriend or fiance always wanted you to buy stuff. Top of D, Garlau says. Yeah, so I gotta determine if it's a trash game or if it's a bad game. That's my C or D. C is bad, D is trash. Top of D sounds right. Rose says neat, not as good as Spyro Orange. You would put it under Spyro Orange. Garlau, it is doing what it did well, but it should not have done it. That's so good and so true. It's a game that would have been good like on old Nokias or something like that. Jordan, you guys did talk about Roth IRAs on this episode, which prompted me to get my life together. Nice. That's so funny. Steven, this tier list actually looks pretty good. Hey, Spyro Orange is a masterclass. Rose, what are you doing? Hot Tamale says Wall Street at least better than Mean Bean. It's just a text-based adventure, really, is what it is. Harry Potter and the Magical Vacuum, you could at least go around and do things. I think this is also a Final Fantasy... No, this is a Toomba song. Sorry, I was thinking it was the Final Fantasy 9 song when you come across the friendly animals. I feel like it's kind of like that, this song. Let's place Wall Street Kid. I like Top of D. That's totally good. We're going to go through it and check it. And we're going to do this relatively quickly. The only game that you're not seeing is Future Cop LAPD over here, but I'm not going to zoom out for now. S, top of S, Final Fantasy 9, Mass Effect, Portal. Those are the elite games. Then in A tier, starting strong with Pikmin, Castlevania. Is Castlevania better than BioShock? Is Castlevania better than BioShock? Yes. This playthrough of BioShock, it was. Fire Emblem Sacred Stone's way up there. No one's going to love me for that. Kingdom Hearts, Paper Mario, Soul Calibur. Sick. My order so far is perfect. And those 10 games, what is that? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Wow. Are so great games. Now, I think almost all of those are director episodes, right? Or hand-picked episodes. I don't know if any of those were just random, which is scary. The only excellent games we got this past year were forced, not random. Is that true? Top of B, Mother 3. I know people are going to think that's low, but that's a good game. Legend of Mana, Left 4 Dead, Dragon Quest II, Xanadu, Skyblazer. Skyblazer might be a little too high. Perfect Dark. I like Skyblazer better than Perfect Dark. Silent Hill, Half-Life, Jet Moto, Isolated Warrior, Adventure. I've got Adventure higher than most people would put it. I understand. Retro Game Challenge, yeah. Pokemon Ranger. All of these feel right to me so far. Future Cop LAPD, Radical Rescue, Musashi, Dingo, The Yellow Giant, Bomberman 64. I may have liked Bassin's Black Bass more than Bomberman 64. I'll leave it. Alpha Centauri, Samurai Western, Y'all's Kirby game, bad games, C tier, IS, Isolated, no, ISO, whatever, Warrior, what am I saying? IS, Internal Section, is better than Earthworm Jim. Deus Ex is a bad game. Whew, that's low. Mace, The Dark Age, Dr. Robotnik, Zombies, Revenge, Bangayo. I think I nailed this the first time through. Is Harry Potter trash? That might need to drop down to D. Wall Street Kid, Gladiators. I don't know if it's as bad as those few at the bottom. Wow, I think I might have nailed it the first time. Okay, y'all were all talking to me. Keeks said great year of gaming. Kyle said respect. Carlos said, speaking of Nokias, I need to start playing stuff for my March podcast episode. Steven said, most D-tier games do make S-tier episodes. BioShock is much better, Rose said. So any S-tier game this year you had already played in the past? Yeah. No new S-tier for me. Castlevania was random. Castlevania was random. You're right. It was. Wow. Kingdom Hearts random? Was it really Kingdom Hearts random? I won't argue, and I agree with most of this, but Half-Life is A for me. Totally get that. Castlevania random. Adventure was such a great game for its age. Well, yeah, I think it was 1980, literally. I think Fire Emblem was random too. Maybe, I feel like some of those were Patreon polls. Castlevania was, though, yeah. This is a good tier list. Harry Potter was trash. Kingdom Hearts was pool party. There we go. Half-Life only B tier. Hi, Signquist. Welcome. Yeah, you can watch back the video and see my argumentation for that, but this is Legend of Dragoon music. This is a game. I'm going to move Harry Potter down to trash. I still think it's in that order. This is my final list. I would personally put Deus Ex higher. I get that. I totally get that. It aged hard doesn't work for me. Wow. Yeah, Summer Pool Party always boosts the list, and we need to, because if we just play bad games... But isn't that crazy that out of the top 10 games for me this past year, only one of them was random, Castlevania? Whew. Hey, thank you. You too can make a tier list. I have created this list for you to share. I believe it is in the... I like my robe, by the way. It is in the Move Mother 3 up. Rain, you're too late to convince me to do that. Look in this video, and you will see the link to the Garlow here. I don't know why I haven't yet, but you are, if you want to, it doesn't require you to do anything. You are now a mod. Can you drop the link to this tier list so others can make their tier list of last year's games? Would love to see that. And in Discord, I think already is a tier list thread, and so you can join our Discord. Also links in this video, and you can drop in your completed tier list. I believe Nolan's going to do a live stream, and if y'all can convince him, Kenny's going to do a live stream doing the same thing I just did. Thanks for showing up. It did go through proper, Garlow. And Kenny and Nolan have not done their list yet. I would imagine Nolan will do his within the next week. We'll see about Kenny. This song to end on, Chrono Cross. Underrated title. I like it maybe better than Chrono Trigger. This is my tier list. I'll post it in Discord. Hey, make sure, if you haven't yet, and you're a patron, to go and vote on which game of these that we should have a shirt. Right now, let me know on our way out of these games, which game deserves a t-shirt design, an NGP t-shirt design, limited edition, coming out maybe in February. Let me know now, and then go to our Patreon post and let us know there. Thank you all for hanging out. Thanks, Dustin. It was a great stream. I'm grateful to have been a part of this fun chat. We love you. Happy New Year, and enjoy this song while you're posting the game that we should have a shirt on. I'll turn up the music and let's jam together. Bye, everybody.